think they released Performance Max as like a rebranded, which I was going to talk about in a minute, but like as a rebranded smart campaign that like actually works, but kind of the same idea. But smart campaigns I don't think are good. I've seen them at work. It's scary. Interesting.
So your thoughts on Performance Max are positive?
Yeah, so that's another thing I'm being a huge hypocrite about, because in our defense, we hadn't had a chance to test it yet, but before it was even in beta, when it was first announced, we were just like, oh my God, it's called Performance Max. You have no keywords. It's running on all of Google Ads inventory. You have no targeting. This sounds like a terrible idea, but it's rolling out now. It's really working for people. And I've even seen it work in my accounts, where if you have value associated with your conversions and you have it optimizing for those higher value conversions, it can really, really work. And I know it's working for people in e-commerce too, but I don't work in that area as much. So yeah, just eating my words all over the place.
So the AI is just doing everything for us.
Not everything. I think it's
kind of the job, right?
Yeah, so. Like I see Performance Max working in accounts as like filling in the gaps for things that aren't on your search campaign keyword list, and kind of getting that volume that you could be missing out on. Same with broad match. There's things that you're not going to have as freeze and exact match on your keyword list because you just don't know how people are searching, and that can kind of jump in and get that traffic that you would be missing out on.
So what's the next thing you think you might be wrong about in the future?
I don't know. I hope not smart campaigns.
It's on record now. So. Cool. You also mentioned earlier that every week you have this conversation with the team about, say, something you learned the previous week.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, like, what did you learn? What did you say this past week? If you could say.
So it's so easy for me because I report the news every week, and there's always news.
Yeah.
So I'm usually like whatever's on the news last week, but there are a lot of times where it's like, I just didn't know that. Like I set up a discovery campaign. I'm working on setting one up for the first time in a long time. And it seems like you have to have optimized targeting enabled, and you can't turn it off, which I don't even want to say out loud right now, but that's what I'm trying to figure out. And like, that would be something I learned this week, that it's not necessarily new, but I didn't know it last week. And hopefully other people from the team can learn from it too.
That's not fair. You can't use news for that. I'm going to talk to Greg.
I use news a lot. Yeah.
What's
but he always does too.
That's not acceptable. It's not. I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm gonna talk to Greg and make a new rule.
Okay.
You do this in an in-person meeting, or?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Oh no, it's always on Zoom. Actually, it used to always be in person.
All right, so I'll make sure I don't work here. I have no authority over what goes on here, but that's one thing I'm putting my foot down on.
Okay.
And then what's the craziest thing somebody ever said in that meeting?
The craziest thing.
There has to be something that somebody said was like, no.
Well, I'm always kind of making jokes on it, and like this week I was really tempted to go in and be like, I found out that Will Smith is a little unhinged, or like something like that. Like, I can't think of anything like hilarious though.
You have to get the slap.
I guess the craziest thing.
Condone violence. I shouldn't put a slap.
I guess the craziest thing might have been when I came in and said I learned that I was wrong about broad match and it's working in my account.
Okay.
Yeah.
What craziest thing that somebody else said that really was like, I can't believe that person said that? You can't say that on camera because you'll get in trouble.
People aren't. Usually it's Monday morning. We're a little groggy. Like I'm not really cracking jokes. Is that what you mean as crazy, or something that they actually learned that was something like mind-blowing?
Something just came out of their mouths and you can't believe they just said that. Could be something completely off topic or something. Nobody's ever said.
I'm sure it was me, but I just can't think of it was. And I'm also always like, I'm such a like I'm always the first to critique myself. So if I ever make a mistake, I have to come to the meeting and say like, oh my God, you won't believe what I did last week. Like I almost uploaded the wrong Microsoft advertising account from editor to the online version, and make sure you don't do that. So I'm always saying like bad things too that I did if I ever make a mistake.
I'll tell you the biggest business mistake I ever made.
What?
Coming here? No, not yet. I don't know. I actually added a bunch of zeros to a check that I sent a vendor. So it was like close to I think over $1 million I sent.
Oh my God. Did they cash it?
No, they sent it back.
Okay.
It was a good vendor, literally a vendor that I paid on time every single month.
That's good. People have said they do that in Google Ads.
Yeah.
Like they'll add too many zeros to a budget or a bid or something.
I think it was because the interface like doesn't add the decimals or does add the decimals on purpose. So like if you add like whatever, it'll add more decimals to it and automatically added it. I hit submit. Now I have this process where I always triple check everything that I do via bill pay.
Yeah.
Just don't do that. So
that's a really good piece of advice.
Cool. Anything else you want to talk about? You say
I don't
no.
think so.
That's all we got. We're
Yeah.
done. Sorry. But we got more to come, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
You tell people in that camera how they can follow you.
So you can follow me on Twitter. I'm trying to be better about tweeting. I am at Shep Zirnheld. I can talk about Real Housewives, PPC, whatever you want. Taylor Swift, big fan. Love to talk about her on Twitter too. And please join us in Marketing O'Clock Discord. We talk PPC, SEO, social media, sharing cool tools, and you can join that at community.marketingoclock.com. Please tune in every Friday to the Marketing O'Clock podcast. You can find it wherever you're listening to this, probably. So yeah, I'm easy to find.
Subscribe, smash that like button. We're doing a collab tomorrow, right?
Yes.
We're doing one of those YouTube collabs. That's very cool. Thanks for doing this. Why are you so active on Twitter? What's your favorite social platform?
I like TikTok, but I don't really like posting. I'm Twitter.
You're more of a lurker.
Yeah. Well, I just think all social media, I'm like so nervous to put anything in writing. And then TikTok or Twitter, you can't edit your tweet.
Yeah.
So I'm just like scared I'm going to spell something wrong. And then I just like won't sleep for the next month.
The worst thing I did was ever post a picture of me chopping down a tree in my yard. So we have tons of trees.
Oh, I think I remember this. Yeah. Was it this year?
I think it was like a year or so
Was there
ago.
a tree that fell on your house?
So that's
what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that wasn't my fault. It fell on my house. But I actually chopped down a tree that was going to fall on my house, but I did it myself because I'm cheap. And I wanted to chop down a tree. And one is all the people like, that's not an axe, that's something else. The people who are like technically sound about, you called it an axe, but it's not an axe. I forgot what it was. I just don't know. And then the people from other countries that don't necessarily have so many trees, or it's against their religion to actually cut down trees, and they were like so angry at me. Like I did something horrible. I'm like, I don't know this tree. We have trees everywhere. They're all over the place. We can't get rid of them. So I'm sure you have lots of trees here too.
Yeah.
So.
You can plant another tree. I forgive you.
Yes. Any event, we all make mistakes online, so it's okay. You could definitely tweet things that are
okay. Well, I was even roasting you this week. I was in that conversation about the one picture on your article. The guy was working on like a pool table.
Oh, yes.
With a guy. It was so funny.
I found that interesting. Like, why is he put a cover over the pool table? He probably had the guy who was playing against take the picture. But he was like, why is he playing against himself?
Yeah.
That
was so weird. Anyway, if I can poke fun at you, I should let people poke fun at me, and I should tweet more.
Yeah. It helps you grow thick skin too.
Yes.
Also, so cool. I appreciate you doing this. Thank you so much.
Thanks.